RBB Morning Show, the coach, mentor, marketing, and social media strategist you need each and every morning. RBB, a live morning talk show that gives you the ability to get the coach you need, strategist you wish you could afford, social media manager and strategist, marketing strategist, project manager, certified OBM, VA, business startup strategist, profit strategist, web strategist, email funnel strategist, sales page strategist, PR strategist, time management, mindset, and overall business development strategist. We answer it all. With over 25 years of business experience, both in corporate and small business worlds, we really can answer it all.
Good morning, everybody. We're trying to bring Sandra in today to do a coaching call, but Sandra is having some technical difficulties. So we will keep trying. And if not, then she'll just type and we'll do it that way this morning. So this morning, Gina is not joining us. She's not feeling well. So just me talking at you today. So I hope everybody's having a great August 1st. It is August, people. Time is flying. How are you planning? How are you planning to increase your profit in your business? How are you planning to make money for the month of August? So that's what we're going to be talking about today. Let's try to bring Sandra in again. Oh, there we go. I see her. I think it's working. I think. There we go, Sandra. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Awesome. So we're planning on the money-making portion of your planning for your business. One of the first questions I always ask at the beginning of the month to a client, what are your top 5 things you're going to do that are specifically for making money? And I asked this in a coaching call with Sandra yesterday. Sandra went full time with her business this week. Yay. I'm so proud of her that she's been able to do that. And now we need to dive in and really plan the making money for your business, because you have to plan your top 3 to 5 things that you're going to do each month so that you stay on track and you reach those goals. So Sandra, I asked you this question yesterday, and you had one major thing that you want to promote in your business in order to make money. And what was that?
The goal accountability services packages that I offer.
So explain a little bit about what that is.
Goal accountability, tongue-tied, of course. Goal accountability packages are, I help business owners not write their goals. I help business owners break their goals into action steps for the week, and then I hold them accountable to that. So it's a weekly meeting, and then I don't usually write goals, but because I find that most people know what their goals are, they just need a little bit of help putting it in terms that are usable. So most people know where they want to get, they just don't know how to get there. So usually people know their goals. I'll just help them define them and get them into an action step plan. And then depending on the package, I either check in with them a couple times a week or just weekly or daily.
Some of us need badgering every couple hours.
Yes, there are people that need work. So, which is fine. But good. I have no problem with that.
So, but to me, so I use Sandra's services. She has been a huge help to me to keep me on track, because otherwise ADHD brain off in 9,000 directions and don't come back, which I still am ADHD and off 1,000 directions, but Sandra is what keeps me coming back to reaching my goals. And I consistently now with Sandra reach my goals. So we're doing this. I'm doing the same thing for Sandra. We're going to sit down and we're going to plan out every step to reaching the goals of, she wanted to sell 4 goal accountability packages this month. So we've talked through this already, but she's got some steps that she needs to do to making that happen. And you need to focus on that down to the minute details. How are you going to market it? What's that marketing look like? What's the social media piece look like? What platforms are you going to post on? How many times do you need to post this? What are you going to post? What hashtags are you going to use? All of those things. And yes, it does need to get down to that. So yesterday I talked to Sandra about, she needs to create a major pillar blog post for her business. That's sort of like a checklist, a 10-item checklist. Because when you create a blog post like that for your business, that blog post will turn into so many pieces of content. And it's about getting your message out there, especially when you're just starting out. Sandra is still in the building her audience phase. Oh, there she is. She went upside down there for a minute. Oh, she has her t-shirt on. Yay!
Sorry.
I can see it. Now I can't see her face though. There, that's better. So she's going to create this blog post with 10 points in it. So the whole blog post becomes an article on LinkedIn. Then it becomes 10 posts for Facebook, 10 posts for Instagram, 10 posts for LinkedIn on her personal page, or on her business page, because you can't post articles very easily on your business page. So the article will be on her personal, the 10 posts will be on her business page. And then it also becomes 10 Facebook Lives and Instagram Lives if you want to do them. Instagram Lives are good, but you're going to get a whole lot more mileage out of Facebook Lives at this point because you can actually discuss something. Instagram Lives are too short. It's hard to really have too much of a conversation in a minute. So we're talking 10, 20, 30, 40 pieces of content and a blog post. So you've got 41 pieces of content that you can get out of a pillar blog post. And then that means you have 41 pieces of content for your Pinterest on this one blog post. It's one blog post that you have to write. It's not a massive amount of time investment or anything. And I was explaining to Sandra, this should take her about 2 hours. And this is a money-making proposition because it goes to driving traffic back to you, discussing your who, what, where, when, why, how. I mean, would you hear me talk about all the time? I really need a t-shirt that says, I talk about this all the time because it is a huge pillar of everything you should talk about in your business. And it makes a big difference to making sure that you're sharing what your clients need to hear. Your clients don't know they need you until you tell them that they need you. So one of her other money-making things, and we didn't dive into any of these. The other thing that Sandra is going to be doing is, well, I guess we did, is connecting in Facebook groups. Part of getting out there and letting people know you're full-time as well, connecting and letting people know you're full-time. Sandra has been very in and out of Facebook groups and providing value here and there, but not a ton because she's been only side hustling for a while. So now she can really dive into the groups and help other business owners, help them with some of their goal accountability and provide that value. And that goes back to a show we had a couple of weeks ago, the 60-20-20 rule, as far as providing value in groups. Sandra knows all of this, so I don't have to explain it all to Sandra again. Sandra knows all of this well. So those things are things that make you money. The planning I need to make sure I get my books done. I need to make sure that I have my processes and procedures done. I need to make sure that I get Dubsado set up. I need to make sure that Trello is set up. All of those things are very, very important for your business, but they're only as important as the planning, what you're going to do to make money. How many posts a day are you going to put on your Instagram? How many posts a day on your Facebook? How many lives are you going to do today? Where are you going to go live? How are you going to go live? What are you going to talk about? How much time are you going to spend in Facebook groups trying to find possible clients and providing value in them? All of those things lead to business growth. There's more to it than that, and you can do a whole lot more to drive traffic to yourself. But those are the really basic, easy steps to start with in planning how to make your money making. Because if you're not planning your money making, you're planning on the doing in the back end of your business, and that doesn't make you any money. It helps you continue to make money and be organized so you don't lose money, but it doesn't help kick off that initial money. So Sandra's needing to split her time right now in her business making phase, in growth phase. I would say she needs to spend 60% of her time on the trying to make money and only 40% of her time in the back end of her business. Now, Gina and I are we're so excited. We talk about Allison often, is our assistant, and we just offloaded for Gina for the operation side. We just offloaded about 50% of what Gina does in our business every day to Allison so that Gina can end up on the planning your money making side and not in the back end of our business. She's going to be building out a personal brand because that is very important to a marketing business like ours, to make sure that you as a business owner have your own brand, because we are branded a bit different than like Sandra is. Sandra is her business. She is her brand. Gina and I have business names that aren't us and aren't our brand. Then we're in the process of building that. I talked about, I'm going to be writing a book. That is a money-making proposition for our business. Believe it or not, that's a major one. And I'm going to be having to spend 2 to 4 hours a day doing that for the next few months until I get that done. And I'm not talking about self-publishing. I was originally. I have some books that will come out via self-publishing probably in 6 to 8 weeks because I need to get this piece done first. But this is going to be going to a very widely known publisher. And I need to invest a lot of time and effort in that because that will make us money. But I also need to invest time in our business strategies and our business development, which is our sales and things like that. So I have to make sure I balance those things out as well. But having help for the things that aren't money making for your business is where you want to invest in your first time. Invest in a Sandra to make sure you're staying on task so that you can do all of the things in your business. Sandra, I would say, in what she offers in the goal accountability is a huge piece to you being able to DIY the rest of your business. I'm not a huge fan of DIYing in your business, but if you have to, if you don't have the budget, Sandra's who you invest in to make sure that you're staying on track and reaching those, because Sandra will tell me, well, did you do sales today? Were you in any Facebook groups today? And if that was one of the things that I needed to do today, and that was on my list for the day, Sandra will be checking back in with me, making sure I get it done. She actually messaged me at, I got to look back here, last night at 8 o'clock, reminding me to do something that I had forgotten to do during the day. And no, I have not done it yet, Sandra, because I need a link from Gina, I think, or something. I don't know. I got to figure that out. But
late, but I figured I better follow up the follow-up. So.
Yeah, exactly. And Gina has not been feeling very well the last couple of days, so she hasn't been on top of it either. So, but that's what Sandra does for me. She makes sure I get the things done that I need to get done so I can get the other things done that I need to get done, because everything meshes together. And if you don't have a careful plan to do all of that, you're going to miss it. So with Sandra makes sure that I have some serious health issues and I need a nap every day. And I am terrible about paying attention to the time. So Sandra will ask me in the morning, what's your nap time? Because I do take a nap between 11 and 1 o'clock every day. I have to. I have special earplugs I have to wear to totally isolate myself from all sound and all input. ADHD brain need to shut it down, which is next to impossible for me. And it is mega important for my health. I can't stress how important this is. And Sandra makes sure that happens. She'll also, and it's scary accurate, Sandra will also message me and say, are you breathing? And I'm taking my watch off. I have an Apple Watch. In my Apple Watch, if my heart rate drops too much, will beep at me and say, breathe. And Sandra, within seconds of that thing going off, every time messages me, are you breathing? How does she know these things? But that's why goal accountability is so important in a business. Whether you're paying for a service like Sandra, which I highly recommend, or you have a buddy that can do that for you. Because Gina and I also do that for each other. Sandra also wrangles us together. Sandra is becoming the ADHD anxiety brain wrangler around here and keeping us on track. And Allison is turning into an operations person for us. And it without that, our business wouldn't move ahead. So how are you providing that for yourself? What are you doing to have that accountability in your business? Because if you aren't doing that, I guarantee you aren't staying on your plan and you're reaching your goals, the money-making goals, the process building goals, the email list building goals, all of those things. How are you staying on track? That is so important. And it's part of your planning to plan in those pieces.
And it's actually proven 75%. You'll reach your goal 75% better if you have accountability.
Absolutely. And that should always be part of your planning. And I stress this a whole lot. And this is not the first time I've talked about this or what Sandra does for me. It is so important to have that as part of your planning. So Sandra, I know, has Trello boards, and Sandra does a lot of planning in Trello. That's the tool of choice for her. And you can set up reminders and due dates in Trello and things like that. You could do that in your basic calendar system. I actually have a calendar that's not tied to my appointments, because that would get crazy, that is reminding me and dinging at me to do things throughout the day. So Gina and I have something called Pinky in the Brain Time. Anybody old enough to know who that is and what that is, that they were planning world domination all the time. So Gina and I have Pinky in the Brain Time, and that is time blocked off on my personal calendar, because Gina and I will end up talking about our houses, our husbands, my son, a million other things, and not stay on track. So that thing beeps at us every 15 minutes to remind us to get back on track, because we go down rabbit trails all the time. But I also have one that reminds me, okay, it's quarter to 8. I need to make sure that I'm ready and set for the morning show every day. I have one so I have those things that ding at me, and that's helpful. And Sandra encouraged me to do that a while back, like quite a while back, to time block my time so that I'm making sure I'm staying on track, because she can't sit next to me and smack me upside the head every time I'm off track. She might, though, at some point. I better watch it. And that's what helps me stay on track for growing the business and making money. You have to stay on track. That is, I would say that is one of the biggest things a lot of business owners miss, is they head off in too many different directions at once, and they're not staying focused.
I think you need to know when you're most creative. So like for you, your creative time's in the morning. So if you're trying to create in the afternoon, as we've seen yesterday, that does not work. So your creative time is in the morning. Some people need to eat that biggest frog in the morning, like that one thing that's the hardest to do needs to be done first. Some people need to do the small things so that they feel accomplished, so they can tackle that big thing. So I think you need to find out what your processing style is and play around with that. Time blocking works for some people. Sometimes it doesn't work for some people. I mean, some people need a more free flow. So it definitely helps if you learn what your personal style is for working and creating your day. Because I'm still playing around with that as being full time. You know, what is my style? When is the best for this, and when is the best for that? So I do believe you have to figure out what works for you.
Absolutely. Because just because it works for me, I know that would drive my husband, who is very task driven. Something beeping at him all the time would drive him batty. And it drives him batty to be in my office to hear the beeping all the time. But that's what reminds me, who's off in nowhere land, to get back on task. Because I guarantee you, when that beeps at me, even if it beeped at me 15 minutes ago, I'm still not on task. I wonder. I'm the child that needed a leash as a toddler. Mm-hmm. I'm a wanderer. But I know that. And Sandra and Gina have both helped me develop tasks, processes, and things to keep me on track. And it works. So what are you doing to make money for your business? What are your top 5 money-making goals? I want to hear about them. I really want to know, what are your goals? How are you going to reach them? And let's be accountable to each other, because we can, as a team and as a group of women who are all suffering through whatever it is we're all doing, all at the same time. Believe me, we may have our each individual quirks, but we're all trying to do the same thing. We're all trying to grow our businesses. We're all trying to stay on task. We're all trying to manage being a wife, being a mom, being a fur baby mom, all of those things at the same time. I know we have a couple listeners who are pregnant and dealing with morning sickness and or a toddler or baby. We have somebody who has a newborn who's on maternity leave right now, trying to start her business while on maternity leave. God bless you, honey. All of those things, being exhausted moms, being exhausted wives, being an exhausted woman because you're just doing too many things. That's me. We're all there. Whatever the reason, we're all there and we can help each other and support each other. Better yet, go hire Sandra. I guarantee you she will help you. I promise. Have an amazing day, everybody. Happy August 1st. And I want you to remember to rise, become, and be everything you can be in your business. Have a good one, everybody.
RBB Morning Show, the coach, mentor, marketing, and social media strategist you need each and every morning.